Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. Jerry Diamond, How to Get Out of Babylon. I'm going to do an update and then get back into this series on the Green Island of Survival, or the Ozark Mountains, or a safe haven, safe refuge for Christian preppers, remnant preppers. Okay, I've had some, I think, spiritual issues, shall we say, just some bizarre things. The other day I was doing a video and I was very upset slash stressed, frustrated, and I dropped my hand. I kind of went, ugh. And you can see the difference of the angle here. I've had the tablet sitting up higher, and my hand caught the cord, flipped the tablet off, and broke the screen. So, and my other tablet, I got it out on loan to a friend so he can get online and get some things done. He's trying to get my computer up and running, my big computer that I have a lot of information on Google Earth. So I'm a little bit more limited now than I have been, but I can still, the tablet, the screen is shattered, but it's so far still working. You know, your fingers catch on the broken glass as they go across. Anyway, I can get it replaced also. I got the other one replaced, so eventually, if not sooner. The other one took quite a while. So I want to just go ahead and do this a little bit on this series, and then I'll try to read. I don't have a lot of time here. I'm going to be doing, might do just some update things here. Sunday, there's a Lunar Sabbath call. If anyone is interested in that, I'll give you the information. I may post it, but I'm going to be doing a kind of a featured talk at 2 o'clock on lunar calendar, and I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing it on. Probably be my introduction and my perception of the sun and the moon and the stars being put in the skies in the firmament, for times and seasons, days and years. It says very clearly that's why they're there. And the sun gives us daily time, the moon gives us the monthly time, and the stars give us the seasonal time. And there are clocks, believe it or not, that keep track of all three clock systems and individual clocks that actually function and work, giving you all three of those times: the moon phases, the sun daily time, of course, and then as well as a seasonal time by the constellations. So pretty interesting. There's also it's on YouTube. It's a YouTube chat group. If you go to Moral Compass, the YouTube channel Moral Compass, it's a sister, I'm thinking East Coast by her accent. I don't know, just at a guess. But there's a chat group there for just, organizing believers and learning about prepping and just, general information. There's also a Facebook page, Ozark Set Apart. And I like one of the memes or mottos is, why are we trying to fit in when we're called to be set apart? So, good point. Why try to be normal? We're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be peculiar, are we not? We're supposed to be a peculiar people. So the remnant should not be like everybody else. So that's specifically to connect people who are looking to move here to the Ozark Plateau with people who are here on homesteads, farms, refuges, safe havens, etc. And there's a growing number of those, and as well as a growing number of people that would like to relocate here. So, and I'm going to be doing on Tuesday it's Testimony Tuesday on Moral Compass, her YouTube channel, and she interviewed William Gray last Tuesday, and it was a pretty good interview, very, very interesting. Just kind of his little bit of his life story and testimony and interesting things that have happened in his life. So I said, well, hey, if these are archived, uploaded, and whatnot, which they are to YouTube, if we did a series of them, I could get a start on my 1,000 Bunny Trail story, as I have come to call it. I don't know what else to call it right now. The saga of how the Father has moved in and over through my life, from going back hundreds of years, to the family motto, Scottish and Irish mottos. Well, Scotland goes back 400 AD, but I'm Irish, goes back about 1,000 BC. So the story is actually set, the story where the motto comes from is set about 1,000 BC. It's from Virgil's Aeneid. No stranger to evil, I have learned how to succor the miserable, to take care of the miserable. So I have learned, I have taught myself, I have been taught. So, and oddly enough, I made a disciplined, systematic training program to teach myself how to understand and comprehend and empathize with the things that are going to happen in this country, in the world, the suffering that's going to happen. So, all right. So, and the other thing is my name in Hebrew, diamond. The word diamond means a circle. To be circumspect, to watch around as a watchman in a circle. And that, what you see on the screen there, was saying that I made into a circle years before I found out all this other stuff, and made it into my signature. On every time I would do a post, I would sign it with that. So you can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff up. Yeah. So that's just an interesting thing. The Missouri State Seal is a circle, an area, as I see it, a circular region almost surrounded by two bears. Their front paws are almost touching over the top of the area of the circular thing. It's a belt, Bible belt with a buckle, with a buckle. And their bottom feet are almost touching at the bottom, or approaching. There's different configurations of it, but Henry Groover, when he was in the Capitol building in D.C., he was looking at all the state mottos, and when he came to Missouri's, he was stunned. I mean, his jaw almost hit the floor, because what he saw before him he said in his state motto seal was a symbolic presentation of all of his dreams and visions of America being invaded and a circular region being almost surrounded by Russians, or foreign troops and whatnot. So that's another little sign, a way sign, or whatever you want to call it. So, also today, I picked up from a friend who printed them the first time. What you see here, waterproofpaper.com, these maps were the ones that I used to make that map with the first time, and she printed off, that was Missouri, here's Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas. I cut them together, cut them apart, cut them on the lines and borders, and then taped them together with Scotch tape, and drew a circle, and, they're a different size this time. She got tired of messing with it, and I don't know if they're the same scale or not. They're a lot smaller than they were, which is fine. You can always make it bigger on digital, by expanding it. So I figured, well, if it's smaller, it'll be easier to work with, but I'm not sure yet whether they are the same scale or not. If they're not, it's not going to work real well. But we'll see. All right, so that's another little update that happened just today. So other than that, I think I'm just going to upload this one as an update and go from there. And then I'll try to do some on the Ozark Mountains Safe Haven series. Or I might read Silverchair, or I might read, the Facade. I'm way behind on all those. And Proverbs, I'm way behind on that. So I'll get to that when I get to it. And one last little bit is yesterday don't know what I was doing, but this pulled up. I mean, it just pulled up, and so I did a screenshot of it. I honestly have no idea. It's obviously from Google Earth. I have no idea how it happened, but I thought it was significant. 11:44 p.m. But that shows the on Google Earth, quote unquote, the Ozark Plateau, the dark green place in the middle there, diamond shaped, 120 degrees. On the north end, 120 degree arc of angle on the south end, two facing 120 degree, 1/3 of a pi angles, double the word Mitzrayim, the word for Egypt in Hebrew, can be transliterated into English as Miseri, which is the first word in my family motto. Miseri Sikurori Disco. I have learned how to succor the distressed, miserable. And or Misuri. So say Missouri or Missouri. Missouri or Missouri. So it kind of sounds like Missouri to me. That's what my son said, and I was like, "Don't be silly." Or Mitzrayim. He said that looks like he made the jump. That looks like Missouri. My youngest son. He was standing behind me when I was opening this thing was opening up to me, Genesis 49:10, and I was like, "Don't be silly" or "Don't be stupid," one of the two. And I turned back and I read, because of the pointing in the vowels in Hebrew, this always, in capital letters, always means two things: doubly distressed and doubly defended. Two bears surrounding a circular region, and if you maybe you got to use your imagination or perception a little bit, but around that diamond-shaped region is the river basins of on the south, the Arkansas River, the east, the Missouri, Mississippi, on the north, the Missouri, and then on the west, several rivers, the Maury de Sinai, the Brown, the Grand, the Osage, but they kind of a circular area, a moat system around that gigantic fortress, 50,000 square mile fortress. So, alrighty, well, there you go. That is, I'm going to leave it there and call it good and just do an update here and just, be praying for me. I mean, some bizarre things are going on, seriously bizarre things. I'm seeing spiritual influences. The enemy knows that he has a short time. Your adversary, the devil, roams about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And he's trying to devour people. Sin will kill. And we read the book of Proverbs to learn how to deal with people, and we need to be wise and actually listen to them and actually take them to heart. When it talks about just everything in there, seek wisdom, understanding, beware of the strange woman, the adulterous woman. Beware of that. Don't bring them into your life. So, all right, and don't bring them into other people's houses, for crying out loud, too. So, word to the wise, should it happen to fall on ears that are hearing and not deaf ears. So, we need to be careful. We need to be circumspect. Watch around in a circle. You can't just watch in one direction because they're sneaking up behind you. Okay, there is spiritual warfare going on. I'm seeing serious bad spiritual influences in people's lives. So be aware of that in your life and deal with it. Be praying for this work, for this ministry. I got on Patreon right as my friend was coming over to pick up the other tablet. So I'm thinking I can get that set up with tiers, and then I'll just set maybe a $5 deal, and everything I do as far as reading will be on Patreon. So won't be that much, $3, $5, something like that. And then the hacks and everything else, I'll probably just have 2 tiers, going to keep it simple. Because I don't want to be into doing, 4 different, layers of stuff. It's just too, I can barely get done what I got to get done. What I feel like I got to get done, which I've been doing for free all these years. So hopefully it'll work out to bring in a little bit of income. You know, if I could just have a little bit of extra income for the research and development, that it's in my blood. I'm sorry, you know, and I've got about 200, you know, products and several hundred hacks. Like I did the other day, the Scotch-eyed auger. Very cool. You know, a lot of things we can do like that to save people's lives. So, all right, this is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you're the remnant. Please listen and hear and listen, people.